Hello students, have you ever thought how shop fixes the prices for the combos? Today, let's crack simultaneous linear equations. Before we begin, hit subscribe now so you don't miss any easy math hack. And to join our live classes, do check out the link in the description. So let's begin our day 17 challenge, which is simultaneous linear equations. So what are these simultaneous linear equations? You might have heard of solving two simultaneous equations or solving a system of linear equations. What are the differences between these two? Basically, both are same. Simultaneous equation involves two equations. So, same two unknowns will be there in both the equations. We find one pair, say for example x and y, that works for both the equations simultaneously. The value of x and the value of y will satisfy both the equations. And that's why it's called simultaneous linear equation. Whereas system of linear equations involves a group of linear equations with many variables. That is the basic difference. So you will be learning the simultaneous linear equation now, whereas the system of linear equations you will study in your higher grades. Okay, so let's understand the basic simultaneous linear equation in this lesson. Before we begin, where it is used in our real life? Figuring out the prices of two items that are bought together, sharing money between two people, solving speed distance problems with two unknowns, business, profit and cost planning. As you can see, here it involves two unknowns in each cases, right? Say for example, 2 pencils plus 3 pens cost you 50 rupees and 4 pencils and 6 pens cost you 100 rupees. So trust me, this is not just for the exam, but this one really help you in your life. So let's begin how to solve this linear simultaneous equation. So we can solve this type of equation by 4 different methods. The first one is the elimination by cancellation, then elimination by substitution, adding two equations once and subtracting one equation from the other, and last, graphical method. Let's analyze each and every method in detail in this lesson. And before we go to the problem, let's see what are the steps involved in this. The first step is, out of the 4 methods, you have to choose which method will work here for the problem. Substitution or elimination or graphical, you have to decide that first. Second, find the value of one variable and then substitute that value in the equation to get the value of the second variable. And the last and most important, check your answer with the equation again, both the equations. So the main trick that you have to follow in this is always arrange the equations properly before solving, because sometimes they will give you the x term first and sometimes like they will give you the y terms first. Sometimes the constant term will be inside the equation which is on your left hand side. So you have to arrange the equations properly in the regular format and then go for finding the method. The next one, always check the answers by again substituting the values in both the equations. So these are the must two tricks that every topper will follow. So I want you all to follow the same. Okay, so let's begin our very first method, which is elimination by cancellation. So two equations will be reduced to a single variable equation, that is basically your linear one variable equation, by eliminating one of the variables. So let's understand this with an example. If 3x plus 5y equals to 21 and 2x plus 3y equals to 30, find the values of x and y. So here we can eliminate either x or y as per your convenience. Here I'm going to eliminate the x variable, right? So let's consider this as the first equation and this as the second equation. So I'm going to do first equation by multiply that by 2. Why? Because here I have 3, here I have 2. I have to make the coefficient of both the x's same. So for that, I have to find the LCM, which is my 6. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 2 in order to get the 6. So now 6x plus 2 times 5 gives you 10y equals to 42. Similarly, second equation will be multiplied by 3 in order to get 6x. So 6x plus 9y equals to 39. So let's subtract these two equations now. So as we know, when you subtract two equations, the signs of the second one will reverse. So all will become minus here. 6x minus 6x will give you 0. 10y minus 9y gives you y. And 42 minus 39 is, so the value of y is 3. Now go and substitute this y value in any of the two equations. So I'm going to take my second equation. So 2 times x plus 3 times 3 gives me 13. So which is 2x, 3 times 3 gives you 9. When 9 goes to the other side, it becomes minus 9. So 2x equals to 4. So x equals to 2. So this is my solution for these two equations. Let's verify this. That is the most important step. So for verification, let me take the first equation. So 3 times 2, x value is 2 now, plus 5 times my y value, which is 3, is what? I have to find this first. It's not equal to 21, right? I have to check whether it is giving me 21. So 6 plus 15, which gives me 21, which is nothing but my RHS. So both the sides are same. So my answer is right. Hope you are clear with the cancellation method. I'm going to make both the coefficients of the variable same, and I'm going to subtract and eliminate that. Find one variable, substitute again the equation and get my another variable, and check my answers again by substituting. Okay. Now going for the second method, which is elimination by substitution. So here two equations are again reduced to a single variable equation by substituting value of one variable in other equation. So let's understand this again with an example here. If 5x minus 2y equals to 17, 3x plus y equals to 8, then find the values of x and y. So let me consider this as my first equation, this as my second equation. So from my second equation, since this y has no coefficient with it, I'll take this y. Y equals to 8 minus 3x. So I have got an expression for y now. I'm going to substitute this y in my first equation. So 5x minus 2 times 8 minus 3x equals to 17. So now let's multiply this. 5x minus 16 minus 2 into minus 3x, so plus 6x equals to 17. So now add the like terms, I get 11x 17 plus 16. Transposing it to the other side. So 11x equals to 33. So my x is 3. So now I have got the value of x. Now let's go and substitute my x value in this y expression. Y equals to 8 minus 3 times 3, which gives me 8 minus 9. So my y value is minus 1. Now the problem is not yet over. We have to substitute again in the equation and check whether you are getting right or wrong. So let's take my first expression here. So now I'm substituting my values in my first expression. So 5 times 3 gives me 15 minus 2 times minus 1 gives me plus 2, which is equals to 17, which is my right answer, right? So my answer is right. I hope you're clear with both the methods now, right? So now let's go for the third method, which is adding the two equations once and then subtracting it again with the another. So let's understand again this was an example. Solve this equation 4x plus 3y equals to 11, 3x plus 4y equals to 10. As I told you, add both the expression here. So I'll write the second expression below this in order for us to add easily. So when I add these two, I get 7x plus 7y equals to 21. So here both the terms have 7. So take 7 outside. So x plus y equals to 21. So x plus y equals to, in this case, 3. So this is my first equation. Now go for subtracting both again. So 4x plus 3y equals to 11. 3x plus 4y equals to 10. So I'm going to subtract now. X 3 minus 4 will give me minus y. So make sure that you don't put plus y here. 3 minus 4 because we are subtracting the second one equals to 1. As you can see, now we have got two different equations, right? Now let's solve these two by again we can add them. So let's consider this is third equation and this is fourth equation. So add your third and fourth. So third equation plus fourth equation will give you x plus x is 2x. Y minus y will become 0. That will be equal to 4. This is basically I'm eliminating. So elimination method now. So x equals to 2. So the value of x is 2. Let's find the value of y. For that we can choose any of these equations, either your first one or your second one or your third one, fourth one, anything you can choose. So let me take the third equation. So x is 2. 2 plus y gives me 3. So y must be equal to 1. So now I have got my x and y values. Let's substitute this in any of the equation and check whether it is right. I'm going to choose the second equation now. So second equation says 3 times x, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 4 times 1 gives me 4. Which is equal to 10, which is nothing but my right hand side. So the answer here is also right. Unlike any other topic, in this topic, you can literally check the answers on the spot. Okay. I hope you are clear with the third method, which is basically adding them and subtracting them and then again solving the two equations. Clear? Now, you have to note one thing. Choosing a particular method to solve a pair of equations makes our simplification much more easier. Elimination is also easy. Substitution is also easy. For some, substitution may seem very easy. For some, elimination may look very easy. And most commonly used method is either substitution or elimination. So you can choose whichever works very fine for you. Okay. So let's go to the last method, which is our graphical method. So where we use graph to solve the simultaneous linear equation. So we can find the solution for simultaneous linear equations by representing them in graphs. Okay, so you need a graph for these type of method using our graphical method. So let's understand this again by a example. So draw the graph of the equations x plus y equals to 3 and y minus x equals to 1, and what do you observe is the question. So here, in order to plot the points, you need to have a values, like 2-3 values of x and y. As you all know, to draw a line, we need minimum 2 points. So let's find 2 points from these two equations. Let's take the first one. If x equals to 1, then y will be equal to 1 goes to the other side, becomes minus 1, so y will become 2. If x equals to, say for example, 0, y will become 3. So these are the points for the first equation. So likewise, you can find 5 or 6 points to get, a few points on the line. Okay, but very minimum number of points required is 2. So I'm finding 2. For in your case, you can put a table and you can find 2, 3 points for this. Okay. Now try to plot this. 1, 2 is here, this point, and the next one is 0, 3. X is literally 0, so here. Okay. So now you can draw a line connecting these two. I'm drawing an approximate line here. Yes. And now let's take the next one. As you can see here, the terms are interchanged. If you are solving this by elimination method or substitution method or the third method, you have to arrange it in the proper order, like minus x plus y equals to 1. But here I'm taking it as it is because I need only 2 points. So if x equal to 0, y will be minus 1, right? And sorry, y will be 1. And if x equals to 1, y will be equal to 2, right? Yeah, so I'm going to now plot these values on the graph. So 0, 1 is nothing but here, and 1, 2 is here. So the line will be like this. Okay, so this point 1, 2 is a solution for both of the equations because this point lies on this line as well as lies on this line. So that point, that value of x and y will satisfy for both the equations simultaneously. So this is the equation or the solution for this graph. This is 2 equations, x plus y equal to 3 and y minus x equal to 1. Okay, what do you observe here? What have we observed is this x and y value, which is 1, 2, satisfies both the equations. So that is the solution for your 2 equations. I hope you are clear with the graphical method. Graphical method is a very easy method, but you need a graph to solve this. Okay. Now, again, a quick summary. Whenever you see the system of linear equations in the exam, don't panic. Write neatly, clearly, choose the method which is convenient for you, or otherwise if they have specified the method, go for it. If not, choose the method which works for you and practice. Okay, and in the exam, do it straight away. Okay, so this topic is not yet over. To be frank, we can easily find how we get the 2 lines. As you know, 2 equations will give you 2 straight lines. So we can actually find the nature of the solutions easily if you know the 2 equations. This we will be discussing in detail in our next day lesson. Okay. So now is the time for you to do the challenge. The first problem is in a fraction. So they said it is a fraction. So the answer must be a fraction only. If both the numerator and the denominator are decreased by 1, then it is equal to 1 by 2. So here you can frame one equation with this information. Then if the numerator is increased by 2, only the numerator, then the equation becomes 2 by 3. The fraction becomes 2 by 3. Find the fraction. I hope you can easily get 2 equations out of this. It is in the fractional form. Try to bring it to the straight equation form, linear form, okay, without any denominators. Then go for choosing the method and solving it. The problem number 2, there are 48 questions in the test. Totally there are 48. Each correct answer fetches 1 mark, and for each wrong answer, half a mark is deducted. A student got 21 marks and he attempted all the questions. Find the number of questions he answered wrongly. So there are 2 scenarios. With this itself, you can frame one equation. With the next instruction, you can frame another equation. And try to take the number of questions answered correctly as x, and number of questions answered incorrectly is y. You need to find your y, but to find y, you need to find x as well, right? So find the values of x and y in both these scenarios. I'll find you again with the answers of these questions in our next day lesson. So do practice, and I have attached a worksheet in the description below. So do check it out and practice to get more understanding. If you find this lesson useful, hit the like button and subscribe for daily tips. And do join my live class to get exam tips and tricks. Okay, thank you.